we were walking today. Fan from London just started talking about personal shit right away, and I was like, I mean, yeah, I do want to continue to go to London. I'm glad we have London fans, but you have to have a moment of vulnerability with a stranger. And
I can't do that. And like we were just speaking about, like, I think my history background has a lot to do with my availability in that way. You know, I'm not in a space to, even my own producers who I pay and I hire, I still move without them, right? And it's like, I know at some point that has to stop, but I haven't figured out how to address that, you know, in regards to, like you were just saying to me, yo, you kind of got to have them around you so they can learn you and speak on your behalf, because when you're dealing with certain things, people don't know what you want because you haven't told anyone.
Yeah.
You know?
And I mean, we went through that, and I don't want to speak for Maul, but I know he'd be perfectly fine with me explaining this point. We went through that early on because Maul is from an untrusting environment where he's, you know, kind of on edge a lot with certain people.
Yes.
So when we were, you know, putting our team and staff together, he was reluctant too of like, all right, maybe it's just I show up and pod. But podcasting, like we're saying, is so vulnerable. Why it's successful is when it becomes organic. And that can't happen unless you're cool with everyone in the room. So much of podcasting is not the microphone. Right. It's the people that edit. It's the people that produce.
Yes.
They need to know you for real, or that content is not going to come across the best way. And we're in an era where TikTok is king. And TikTok is what, fucking 15, 30 seconds at most? We're trying to now take long-form content, which is podcasting, and chop that shit down. A 20-minute conversation now needs to be 15 seconds to be effective.
Yes.
And if you don't have an editor or a producer that knows you for real and knows that conversation, it can't work, because there's no way they're going to chop that conversation down correctly to reflect you and your point of view.
Right.
You get the best editor in the world. They know fucking Final Cut better than anyone. They're less valuable than the editor or producer that knows you as a human being.
In podcast in particular, yeah, I believe that. Because I think there's no template. And so you have to kind of carve out and take shit from here, there, and make your own kind of stylistic approach to it. And you can only do that with in-house people. Or it's going to burn you. It's going to run you crazy trying to do it the other way. So how are you still trusting after the Joe Budden thing? Because, I mean, Maul comes off as, like you said, yo, like me, like, yo, especially I done been burnt on that level. How the fuck are you still trusting to be like, yo, I still want to be vulnerable with new people. I still want to meet folks.
I mean, I think that's a different trust level. I don't put those two things in the same bucket, because one was a friendship that ended up being a business thing as well. These are now starting from business, but we're becoming friends. Does that make sense? Like,
there's different starting points. But I mean, in results, there's no end result for the second one. But I think they arrive at the same place.
At least with this one, I'm in control.
It's up there. It's up there. Ooh, we thank y'all so much, man. Appreciate y'all.
Hey, it's your boy Looney from It's Up There Podcast. Thank you for watching the video you just watched, and make sure you subscribe by hitting the button you see on the screen, or go to the next video by hitting this right here you see on the screen. Biggest Up There Podcast.